Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Atlantico. So that can only mean one thing, folks. Time to get down and dirty, and this one is going to be a banger. Now, Atlantico is pretty well known by this point to be pretty busted, but what you don't realize is Atlantico comes with another perk. Do you know what that perk is? Now, some of you may have figured it out, but some of you may not. This perk is special. It is the perk of causing your teammates to do absolutely nothing for the entire duration of the game. And just watch in amazement as the Atlantico tears the entire enemy team apart. Oh wait, no, that's just me. Sorry. Anyway, I'm just playing. But we are going to get up in here and we're going to show just how nasty the Atlantico truly is. Now, I'm not going to lie. This game ends poorly for me. But it's not for what you think. It's not for lack of trying. I pushed my... Like I legitimately did everything I could in this match to carry our team to a potential victory. And that radar by that Balti tells you everything you need to know. Oh, it's glorious, isn't it? There's nothing quite like watching somebody waste a radar 3 seconds into the match. It'll never get old. But right out the gate, we have a Baltimore here, broadside. Unfortunately, I just don't quite have enough range, and he's reversing almost faster than I can shoot. Or almost faster than I can go forward. But as you can see, Turpitz is coming around the corner, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, broadside Turpitz, I'll take that. Yeah, I think I'll take that. And it looks pretty solid. What shall we get? Bonk. This isn't just a casual 11,600 damage with the main guns. And we're already in range for the secondaries. And these secondaries are stupid. I don't know what they're going to do to nerf this thing further, but it's still just as busted as ever. A lot of people were like, Spartan, they nerfed the Atlantico, so it's not as good anymore. Bullshit. The Atlantico is still one of the most busted ships in the game, period. There's many reasons for this, but the secondaries are the primary reason. And that is just absurd. Like, these secondaries are stupidly bad. Or not bad, like, stupidly good. In a bad way. Like, does that make sense? They're stupidly good in a bad way. Like, they should not be this unbelievably busted. These, the bigger guns, I think it's 100 or 230 millimeter guns, right? Like, they're literally Cheshire guns sticking out the side of this thing, and they pin everything, and they are pinpoint accurate, and they fire over the top of everything. So as soon as anything is within 11.8 kilometers, everything starts to get just pummeled into oblivion. And if you can put yourself in a situation where you can use both sides of these secondaries at the same time, the amount of damage potential that this thing has is stupid. And I've said this many times, like, I don't play the Atlantico very often because it is literally just incredibly broken. And when a ship is so broken, to me it becomes less fun. But then there's nights where you're just having a rough night and you're like, you know what? I feel like making everybody else miserable tonight. So you jump in a busted ship. And that is the case for what you're seeing here tonight. Like, I was having a rough night, I'm not gonna lie. I was running into all the things, and as you can see, we've got torpedoes coming around the corner. I'm not dumb. I know there's a destroyer there, right? We know. But you can see our secondaries still. You know, each one of these shells doing 600 damage a piece. The Flaunder's getting melted from one side. The freaking Turpitz is getting melted from the other. Like, it's stupid. It's just busted. There's no other way to say it. It is incredibly stupid. So, I expect this thing, again, to receive another nerf, because the nerf that they gave it was laughable. Like, it didn't nerf this thing at all. I don't know what their numbers say in their spreadsheets, but hey, look, another radar. Now this time, he actually radars the destroyer in the cap, but nothing I can do about it. Meanwhile, the Mogami decides to come around the corner, flat broadside, and absolutely begging for it. Look at the secondaries. They're pinpoint accurate. I ain't even got my secondary booster running right now. They're just that accurate all the time. And then, of course, there's the Dev Strike. You gotta love it. Bonk. Like, good lord, man. How you gonna think sailing broadside into Mogami is the best play? They all do it, too. It's always the Mogami. I don't know why, but the Mogami just guarantees citadels. Every time. Always has. But Turpitz decides he wants to come back around the corner. I am in a bit of a pickle here. And you may see that I start getting into chat because I start requesting support and all of that, right? Like, I'm legitimately asking for help. I know there's a destroyer on my right. I know there's a destroyer on my left. Now, their destroyer is actually going to pull up right in front of me and smoke up. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about this because the enemy freaking battleship is spotting for his teammate. And the other destroyer is sitting here shooting me from the right. So you can see I'm in a bit of a pickle. Now, if my teammates were useful, they'd be able to help with that. But we've already discussed that that is not the case, as we absolutely pummel this Turpitz some more. Our secondary's doing what they do. I'm trying to dodge these torpedoes. We do manage to dodge the initial torpedo, but unfortunately, we are going to get caught with one of them. Now, the other unfortunate thing is, while I'm hoping to close the distance enough to spot this freaking Fletcher that's in the cap, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do here. I can't overmatch the Balti, so we have to use the secondaries. And then when I finally do get to see the enemy Fletcher screw up, like, unfortunately, I've just taken too much damage, right? Like, or sorry, it's not a Fletcher, it's the USS Black. But as he pulls up in front of me, look how much health he can start to lose real quick. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do. Turpitz ends up taking me down. I lost too much health, but look at my team's positioning. Look at them all. Look at them all. This is what they think is prime epic gameplay experience, right? They're simply sitting here watching me play. That is their goal. None of them have done crap. There was a destroyer spotted out to their right. They ran away from it. They didn't bother trying to help with that. They didn't bother the Turpitz. Like, they're just all sitting here on top of one another. And at this point, I'm like, is it too much to ask for anybody to actually get out from behind your island and play the game? And what's about to happen is even funnier because all of these guys are going to go out of their way to try to throw this game, believe it or not. Despite us putting up 182,000 damage and 3 kills, my team is still going to try to throw this. It is hilarious. Down goes the Fletcher. Shocker. Don't worry, we have the mines here, we have Baltimore here, and we have whatever that is. But there's a Nagato here as well. And, of course, Nagato has the destroyer, and as we found out yesterday in ranked battles, the secondaries of the Nagato are surprisingly stupid as well. Like, they're very accurate for secondaries, I'm not gonna lie. And they hurt a lot when it comes to destroyers. I don't remember the Nagato's secondaries being so nasty, but they clearly are. But, of course, he goes full broadside to the direction the torpedoes are coming from and eats a torp. He does get rid of the flooding, and now he's got a beautiful look at a Baltimore out here, just begging for it. Does he get a shot at the Balti, or will he shoot into the island? Place your bets now. He waits too long, doesn't get a good look at the Balti, and swing and a miss. He may have hit the Balti. Balti definitely took some damage there. But look at the damage the Balti just did to this Nagato for sailing broadside like a doof-doof. Like, come on, brother. Come on, brother. Is he gonna die here? Is he actually gonna die to this ball? He's totally dead. Oh, Fletcher kills him. Shocker. Now, the good news is, both the enemy destroyers are dead. The Balti is low health. And the only cruiser left is also low health. And, of course, yeah, this Balti still showing just how incredibly useful he's been during this match. And then they just stop caring that there's a Balti behind him. Like, I know that they got another person behind them, but that's a Baltimore. And if this guy manages to bow tank the guy that's over there, he could easily ruin these guys. And it's a Charles Martel at that. And look at the Charles Martel initially, wasn't even looking at the Baltimore. Baltimore comes out completely broadside. Charles shoots HE at him. Again, don't understand the ammo choices sometimes. Like, if the Balti's bow tanking, HE, whatever, but if the Balti's broadside like that, you gotta have the AP. Just get rid of him. But fortunately, it doesn't matter. He gets around the corner. He does slap one of the cruisers, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this game was too hard for them to throw. Like, we did enough, right? You could argue that I kind of pushed up into the USS Black, but again, with the secondaries that I had, I was hoping that I could close in on the USS Black and do enough damage quick enough to get rid of him, and then thus basically guaranteeing the victory at that point. Getting rid of destroyers is almost certain victory, right? That was the thought process. Unfortunately, I didn't have any teammates, so the Tirpitz didn't end up getting shot until after I died. The destroyer that was there also didn't end up getting shot. He just sat there and smoked up and then shot me. So I ended up against the Baltimore, the USS Black, the Tirpitz, and the other destroyer. And I don't even remember what the other destroyer was. It was clearly a gunboat of some sort, because he was dackying with the best of them. But again, look at all the HE. Now, I will give this credit to the mines. The mines does load up AP here, and it's very effective. Shocker. You got a broadside cruiser, and you've got high DPM with armor piercing. Like, why not? You know what I mean? But I will give the mines credit. He was pretty effective in this match, but for the most part, our team was horrendous. And they deserve to lose. And that's the part that I get flack for when I say teams deserve to lose. Like, if you play like complete goobers, you do deserve to lose. Just because you happen to have a teammate that carries their butt off and gives your team the best possible chance of winning doesn't mean that you should win that match. Just means that you got lucky. And playing like a complete like goof because your entire team hides behind an island, the same island. It ain't even different islands. It's not like they were creating crossfires. They were all behind the same island. They're just holding hands, singing Kumbaya, waiting for the enemy to win the match. Or waiting for me to have some ridiculous carry. One or the other. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a pretty fun match, despite the frustration of literally having to carry the entire team. It still ended up being a pretty fun game. And like I said, mine's solid job. The rest of the team, not so much. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.